The Panhandle and Gloriana, or the lack of them, are very disputed topics. The existence of both of those affect the size and shape of the GTA 6 map, and they are extremely difficult topics as we know very little about them. I'm gonna tell all of the factual information we know about the Panhandle and Gloriana in GTA 6. My name is Saukko and I'm part of the GTA 6 mapping community. I have taken part in creation of the community maps by analyzing trailers and leaks and by providing information for the maps. So let's start with the Panhandle, as the Dubsos community map is probably the reason many of you believe it will be in the game. So the idea of the Panhandle comes from the shape of Florida. This bit that sticks out on the top. It looks basically like a panhandle. We could assume that the map will look like real life Florida, as places like the Keys and Vice City are very close to real life, just scaled down. So that's the first argument for the Panhandle. Then the second argument comes from the game itself, from the leaks. As we saw a sign like this in the leaks. It had the shape of Florida and the Panhandle, but it wasn't shaped exactly like the real life counterpart of the sign. So it was made by hand by a Rockstar dev. The sign also lacked the temporary text, which is often on most of the temporary textures or assets in games. However, the sign was for the Interstate 404, which we actually saw in trailer 1 and trailer 2, and it had a new sign, which didn't have the shape of Florida. So basically, this dismantles the sign argument. But of course, they could have made the sign previously with the real shape of the map, and then just changed the sign after the leaks. So technically, the sign could still have the map, but personally, I don't believe so. So basically, those are the two arguments for the Panhandle. The real life shape of Florida and a sign which has changed to exclude the Panhandle. How about against the Panhandle? Well, we can start with the fact that locations from the Panhandle are actually on the west coast of the map. Panama City, which in real life is on the Panhandle, is on the west coast of the map, as Port Gellhorn. And Cedar Key, which is basically at the Panhandle, has been moved all the way to the south, which in-game is Watson Bay. So the west coast in-game is based mostly on the Panhandle, which means there won't be a Panhandle because everything from Panhandle in real life is on the west coast in the game. Are you still not on Grand Roleplay? Then you are missing out on a whole world of possibilities in GTA 5. It's not just a server, it's a place where you can become anything you want. A businessman, a policeman, a trucker, or even a gangster. Participate in a load of server activities, unique quests, monthly updates, feel like the main character. Do you want to feel like a real boss? Or find friends and have fun with them? And what about money? You can make money here on anything. Want to break into the world of GTA 5 RP but don't know where to start? Follow the link in the description and in a minute you can start the game and get a lot of bonuses to start. Everything is simple and clear, no confirmation and complicated actions. Download it and in a minute you can create your dream character. If you haven't played on the server in a long time, be sure to come in and don't forget to check your garage, especially for those who came less than 3 months ago. A small gift has been left for you, the cool Ubermac M5. Link in description today. And of course, the Panhandle would be stupid in terms of map design. It's all the way left on the map, far away from anything, and it's a dead end. No reason to go there. So basically, it's just dumb to add it. And this is what Dubso said when adding the Panhandle to the map. Even he wasn't sure about it. And the opinion on the mapping server was about 50-50 about the Panhandle. So he just ended up adding it to the map to make the map more exciting. That's basically the reason. I'm not gonna tell you what to think, but those are the facts about the Panhandle. We will of course see hopefully within a year what will happen. Then Gloriana. So Gloriana is a bit weird. Rockstar hasn't officially acknowledged the existence of Gloriana in GTA 6, like in terms of saying it exists, or that what it is. Only thing we have seen is license plates. Many of these plates are completely imaginary, or copied from something like Arizona. Some plates copy plates from North Carolina or Georgia. This is the closest plate we have matching to this plate, or this one, which we saw in the screenshots. So, does that mean that Gloriana will be the Grand Theft Auto version of Georgia? Probably not, because there's basically nothing else pointing it to being Georgia. Only the plate and the fact that both words begin with a G, and that it's probably the state that borders Leonida, and Georgia does do that in real life. However, there's an issue with that, because we have locations from Georgia inside Leonida, such as the Augusta State Medical Prison, which by the way is next to Fort Eisenhower, where Jason probably got his ranger training, let's not get sidetracked, and then Mount Calaga National Park, which seems to be based on the Providence Canyon National Park and the Chattahoochee-Osaunee National Forest. I probably and most likely said that wrong, but Mount Calaga is based on northern state of Georgia. So, if Gloriana is in Georgia, what is it? Well, let's figure out what Gloriana itself means first. Gloria means glory, and the suffix na makes it feminine, so a glorious woman. And this name, even though rarely, has throughout history been associated with Queen Elizabeth I. And then, the state of Virginia in the United States was named after Queen Elizabeth I. The state of Virginia is often referred to as feminine, and it is a great, glorious state. So the name of the state points to Virginia. And a fun fact about Virginia: Virginia has a lot of claims since its creation, and at some point of history it claimed almost all of North America in 1906. And most importantly, it had claim on most of North Carolina, parts of South Carolina, and Georgia. And these were the most important areas besides modern Virginia itself. And this was before the independence of the United States. So it's all kind of funky. I really don't know the history, but that's the small summary of it. But to me it makes sense. In my opinion, Gloriana is a combination of Virginia, the Carolinas, and parts of Georgia. So parts of Georgia are in Leonida and parts in Gloriana. I'm not sure which parts are where. Then also parts of Alabama can be part of Gloriana. So it will be this one large southern state of United States. And it will probably be the one state which is bordering Leonida. And Rockstar probably doesn't want any real states to border Leonida. So they just made a bordering state and called it Gloriana. There must be some missions or world building related to Gloriana, and it probably has an identity. As we see people from Gloriana here, they seem very deep southern, which Virginia, Carolinas and Alabama are. But then, will Gloriana be in the game? We have a few options. 1. Gloriana will be a completely playable state in the game, but honestly, I don't see that happening. Then, Gloriana will be a landmass north of Leonida, but inaccessible, just like the land outside of the Red Dead Redemption 2 map. I don't know how that would work, so I think it's unlikely. Or Gloriana will just be an imaginary place. It will not be in the game, and Leonida will be an island. So a GTA 5 type of situation, as the GTA 5 map in canon is part of the mainland United States, and it's not an island. But yeah, 3 options which are all possible, and you can make your own decision on it. There is the fact that Mount Calaga is on the northern border of the state, but again, this really doesn't matter. It could just be in the northern part of the map, and it will just be endless sea north of that. And also, in the early version of the GTA 6 website, which came with trailer 1, they said that the game will take place in Leonida. They said this in the same way as they said with GTA 5, so they are clearly outlining what will be in the game, so that we don't accept too much. So that cuts out Gloriana being a playable part of the map. But again, what the fuck do I know? Thanks for watching, share your opinion on the matter in the comments, subscribe to my channel to see more content about the GTA 6 map, and thank you.